Oh, I'm going to let you come every day. Hey, good morning, everyone. 54, 55 degrees out there this morning. Going to be a beautiful day. Plenty of sunshine. Yesterday was gorgeous. JC?
It's kind of going to be that way all week, and guess what? Coming up on Saturday, temperature's supposed to drop, rain coming in, going to be perfect. Beat down Alabama Crimson Tide football weather, roll tide. Hey, good morning, I'm Jamie Cooper. Thank y'all for getting up with us. As you know, on this Tuesday morning, this is Cooper Live. This is Athens in the AM, and Gloria told you it's crystal clear outside. We got a house full coming in this morning, but right now, Dr. Jan White, Dr. Tom McAllister, Doctor of Insurance and everything else. Dr. White, what you talking about today?
Obesity and television.
They say if you watch a lot of TV, you get fat.
Well, there's more to it than that.
Yeah, that's why I may be playing basketball a little bit today. Toss me that over here.
You're a little bit too old for that.
Toss me that ball. Let me show you how active I am this morning. I may dunk one in here. Ready to go. We're going to talk about stuff going on with a couple of local churches here that they do all the time. Bounce it right off the counter. That's the way to go. Frank is on the phone, 230-4988. Going to talk about some things coming up in just a moment. Me and Tom were at the council meeting last night. We'll tell you all about that in just a moment. City Council President Jimmy Gill should join us later on this morning. He had a house full last night, as we'll talk about. And we'll talk about the debate. I watched about 5 minutes of it, and that's all I could stomach last night. First of all, I got to give a complaint out in the very beginning. I don't watch the debates because to me they're boring. I'll read about them in the paper and get to what happened. Maury Schaefer. No one Maury Schaefer. Who was the guy last night doing the interview?
Moderator.
Yeah, the guy with CBS. The first question he asked took him like 10 minutes to get it out of his mouth. I'd done forgotten what the question was before they got to the answer. I mean, he was stupid. Why don't they just come out and say, why don't you like him? What is he don't do and you don't like? And then let's just let them get into an argument and see who wins it. So.
Zorro don't like it.
Oh, by the way, Auburn played this weekend, too. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Here's Gloria with the weather because it's picture perfect till the weekend.
You're pitiful. Yes, it is picture perfect to the weekend. However, there is a chance of rain later in the week, but today you don't have to worry about that. 0 chance of rain. Plenty of sunshine. 54 degrees out there right now with high temperatures around 79, 80 degrees today. Tomorrow, your high of 79 with 53. Pretty much ditto us today. Thursday, though, that chance of rain jumps to 20%. All right, you can't play with the soccer ball. And Saturday and Sunday, you may see a shower. Actually jumps up to 30% Saturday, but it's a little bit too soon to tell. So 230-4988 gets Frank this morning. Keep a hold of that number.
Frank's busy. He's over there reading the sports page.
Later in the week, we're going to be giving away some tickets to the sheriff's rodeo thing that he has taking place, and then also some tickets to the Lowry House. You didn't know that, did you? All
right. Who out there wants a free ticket to go watch saddle bronc training this weekend? Nothing against you, Sheriff, but I mean, come on.
It's to see Miss Rodeo.
You mean you got to pay to get into that thing?
Yes. So
to the Miss Rodeo thing or to the saddle bronc school?
To the Swamp Johns.
Oh, okay. To that, yeah, I can see. I thought you meant going out there and watching people try to ride a bucking bronco.
No.
Oh, okay.
Go out there anyway.
Sorry, Sheriff. I still ain't showing up.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead. Get Sheriff mad already.
Jan, what's up?
Oh, a lot. Glad to be back.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So you ain't going to get fat watching TV. You say that's false.
Well, that's false advertising. There's so much more to it.
I don't know.
All right, Tom, you watched some of the debate last night. We'll get on some other subjects in a moment. How did you think it went?
Well, of course, I thought Romney did a really good job. The president did come back, and he was attacking last night.
But the president had such a big advantage over Romney last night because he's talking about foreign policy.
Yeah, but
he's privy to so much.
Bill O'Reilly, we watched Fox News when we got back from the council meeting, said last night before that, there's a picture in the papers this morning, says, if Mitt Romney wins tonight, he'll be the next president of the United States.
Now, they're not saying Mitt won, though, did they?
Yeah. Well, one guy said this morning it was a runaway. Whatever you're going to do, don't.
Depends on what channel.
Schiffer was so out of it. He's too old to be on TV anyway. But he asked that question. I forgot what the question was by the time he got. I'm saying, how can you keep up with this?
So when there's a time when you're too old to be on television, will you listen to us?
Well, since I own this place, it won't never come from me.
Really?
Yeah. All right, Tom, let's go back. We're going to talk about city council in just a moment, too. Tom, you told me last night was an extremely packed house.
Yes.
I'm not accustomed to going to those.
Well, city council does have, on different issues, a lot of folks that do come for that reason, but on a regular basis when it's not a big issue.
So would you say last night was a very big issue?
Yeah.
One of the biggest they've ever had?
Well, I don't know if it's ever had, but it was
well, could it be classified that, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, Tom, because tonight, coming up from 6 to 7 p.m., you will see exclusive video. Now, the other stations were there, too. The big three out of Huntsville. I'll throw 31 in that deal, too. They were all there. Athens City Council tax vote tonight from my shoulder cam that we shot down there last night as I sat over behind the mayor and City Attorney Shane Black. You can see it from 6 to 7 tonight in a 1-hour special. You'll be able to see the video last night when people were complaining. They did vote to increase sales tax 1%.
Now, how was it going to your first council meeting?
Boring. But
was it really?
boring. But it was interesting with the way people got up there. Some people kind of made a fool of themselves, I thought. What did you say, Tom?
Well, yeah. I mean, you always have someone say some crazy things.
How do you say boring and interesting in the same sentence?
Well, because I ain't into that. Because I don't care if they need the money, raise taxes. That's all. That's my. You know, what got me was the majority of people in there don't even live in the city of Athens, but they shop in Athens, so they still got a legitimate beef about it. But I thought Jimmy Gill did a super job.
Yeah, he handled it real well.
He handled it real well. Now, the complaint comes in with what they did this past Friday. I think that's when a lot of the activities kind of took place. But you can see it again tonight, 6 to 7. We'll put it on Facebook, too. 6 to 7 tonight, Athens City Council tax vote, exclusively 1 hour. Right, Frank?
No.
Was he asleep?
You can tell you how exciting a show going. Frank's over there reading the sports page from Sunday. All right, let me move on. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit, talk about some things. As y'all know, Auburn, this was a great headline out of the Decatur Daily. Familiar tune is Auburn Falls in Music City. The latest loss is what has disintegrated into one of the program's worst, 17-13 for a quiet, less than capacity crowd. Auburn plays this weekend, I think at 7 o'clock on ESPN 2, 3, or 4, if they've got that many. Let's talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama, great, fantastic article yesterday in USA Today, and it says this: is anyone, that's the Huntsville Times over the weekend, is anyone up for the Tide? I sent some of you folks this yesterday morning before you'd even gotten up. This in USA Today, and it goes on to say, wanted, a dream date for Alabama. The perfect match will be bold, really good at doing something on a football field, and have the gall to think can actually make the Crimson Tide sweat in the fourth quarter. And then he says, is anyone out there? Someone has to put the Tide's apparent greatness to the test. Only then will we know the real truth. The numbers of dominance so far are ridiculous. Tennessee did score 3 in the first quarter. We were leading 90-0 in the first quarter. Now it's 90-3. We've given up 58 points in 7 games. McCarron, as you know, has not thrown an interception, 239 consecutive passes. But anyway, and Mississippi State comes to town this weekend. It's homecoming at Bama. We kick off at 7:30. If you haven't heard yet, they're number 11, undefeated, 7-0. Alabama is a 24.5 point
already
favorite to beat the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Whoa.
Well,
That's great.
And Mississippi State's 11.
11.
Ranked 11.
Undefeated. They actually should be a little higher than that. But Florida looked good. They play Georgia this weekend. They'll do a beat down on them.
No, don't forget about Nathan getting to play.
Well, you didn't call him, let me know anything about that.
He got to play on all the
Nathan
special
McAllister.
teams and wide receiver.
All right.
making the family proud.
I've got to talk about this book, no offense to the youngster in here this morning. This was in the Huntsville Times over the weekend. This lady here, Philadelphia novelist Karen E. Miller, survived a major brain trauma that took away much of her memory. She's written a book. She says, I hope I will always get angry because that reminds me that I'm alive, and at this point I don't get angry anymore. It means I accept life as it is. Jan, you may want to pay attention to that. She found out that Walmart would not be carrying her semi-autobiography book on the shelves. The reason, there were concerns about the book's title. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I did.
An Angry Ass Black Woman. That's the name of the book.
Yeah.
That's the name of it.
I know.
Well, okay.
Her decision wouldn't surprise anybody who knows her, anybody who actually reads her work. After all, this is a woman who opens her book with this: I ain't scared of death. In fact, death can kiss my black. Y'all know the rest of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with being an angry, black, blank woman. I've already said it once. I won't say it again. But anyway, she goes on to say Rosa Parks got angry, and goes on to tell all these other truths. But Walmart won't carry her book because of the title.
That's their.
Well, I'm mad too.
Why are you mad?
Because I'm a white guy that's discriminated against. Huh?
You are, huh?
Well,
If that's all you have to be mad about, life's good.
Oh, I did see Kelly Kasich last night. He used to be the editor of the News Courier. She now works for the Huntsville Times. She had written this article in the Huntsville Times this week called "Rock Zoo Lures Visitors to Hollywood, Alabama." Leonard Dawson died 8 years ago, began his roadside rock zoo in the late 1970s. He painted, I'm the only person known to man who's ever been there, and interviewed him in person when he was alive some 30 years ago, and did a couple of things on his rock zoo. It's over in Hollywood, Alabama. If you want to know how to get there, go to U.S. Highway 72 through Scottsboro to the tiny burg of Hollywood. Turn left on North County Road 33. After several twisted turns, take a right on County Road 32. Take you right to it. I guarantee I can find it blindfolded.
I got that all down.
Huh?
Could you repeat that?
And what did you tell the woman that wrote this, Kelly?
I told her she should do a thing on me because I'm the one that did all that. Huh?
And she said what?
She said she could put me in the crazy department of that or whatever.
And
so.
you said what?
I said,
I
do
don't care
it.
where you put it.
Yeah, I don't care where you put it. Yeah. But Kelly's over there. I got some other things we'll talk about in just a moment. Yeah, when did they say that tax thing goes into effect?
I didn't catch it.
Did they ever say?
I don't think so, but I didn't find out when it goes into effect.
Well, Jimmy Gill should be here with later on this morning, but I was
He should
impressed
know.
with him last night. He'll know.
Yeah, he'll know.
Did he have the little gavel and everything?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The
He
biggest,
used it, too.
the big question was, though, what people wanted to know, and I think I brought this up on the show last week, so why did they not wait until the new city council takes place, his seating in 2 weeks?
Well, why get everyone mad at them? They just started.
That's exactly why they did it. They did not want to put pressure, wasn't that right, Tom? They did not want to put pressure on the new city council.
Right.
And taxes have not been raised here since 1975.
Well, I think that's pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, how can you
That's
expect
wonderful.
it not to change?
So, my first full city council meeting.
If people want to raise taxes too, so wouldn't that be?
Well, one guy brought up a good point, though, last night. He said that him doing business with a lot of people, that business owner, that people hadn't raised their taxes, not raised their taxes, haven't raised their expense, their on their products.
Their retail prices.
So, I guess I won't be raising my prices here either. Hey, the other day we talked about, I don't know, nobody in this room would ever know it except me and Frank, the goat man that came through Huntsville, North Alabama area in the 50s. There's a picture of him in the paper. They had another photo. That's him right there. Jan, this man used to come through from, his name was Arlen Moore. This was who took the picture. The image, Chess McCartney was the goat man. I remember seeing him as a kid in the 50s or 60s. Frank said, you remember seeing him, Tom? You never came through Russellville?
No. Huh.
Looks like some people is in the studio this morning. But not y'all, no offense. I was talking about somebody else that walked in here. But
True.
All right, Dr. White, you saying you're going to do a thing when I had that survey last week that said that if you watch a lot of TV, you're going to gain weight.
Well, that was the headline, but there's more to the story. It's not just television. There's a lot of other factors.
Xbox.
You mean people can actually get chubby not watching TV?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk all about that. Yeah.
So you blame yours all on TV?
You saying I'm fat?
Television.
Say chubby.
Huh? Well,
Yeah.
eating 4 biscuits for breakfast yesterday after spinning with Dusty over at the gym, yeah, I'd cause anybody gain a little weight.
It's only because I didn't burn them. I'll keep burning them.
All right, we got a lot of stuff to talk about this morning. We got video. We were down at Chick-fil-A's Fall Classic.
Fall Festival.
Over the weekend. Dr. Alan Coleman, Lisa were there also. A lot of folks were doing stuff. Plus, we got that video coming up tonight. We'll have some of it today. But from 6 to 7 tonight, you'll be able to see exclusively the tax vote last night on Athens City Council. There it is right now. Had a good time down there, didn't we, Tom?
Voted
Sure
your race?
did.
Me, you, and
Enjoyed it.
Greg hanging out, and Mark Gibson. Bill Mean.
Uh-oh, trouble.
Anyway, roll, Tide, roll. Alabama plays 7:30 this weekend. What did I say, 24.5-point favorites?
Yeah.
And then, let me say one other thing. Next week, Alabama will go ahead and make a prediction.
Oh, great. Like we don't know what this is.
Alabama will beat LSU by 20 points at LSU
Wow.
at night, where they've only lost 2 games in a century down there. And one of those was to us. If you'd like to comment to me, I've got a now that I know how to do email, and I got an iPad, countryrover@gmail.com, right? That's
What are you
as simple
asking
as that.
for if you know?
And if you ever want to spend money with me, that's the way to do it. Let me know. We'll come out here and promote your business
You're
too.
pitiful.
All right, I got to take a break. Come back with a little news in just a moment. Y'all hang on.